a Hollywood veteran actor who took a stand against woke culture and called out the negative influence of Hollywood on the minds of the general population. For decades, Morgan Freeman has been famously known as the Oscar-winning actor, but throughout his career, Freeman has constantly made attempts to challenge the woke narrative that Hollywood has been promoting in order to brainwash its audiences, all while calling out the woke culture for using his people's race as an excuse to push their own agendas. But how did Morgan Freeman go from an actor to an enemy of woke culture? Morgan Freeman has been working in the entertainment industry since the early 1960s, starting his career off as a stage dancer and later transitioning into acting. Morgan Freeman has seen the film industry change and evolve right before his eyes. An industry that was once a harsh environment for minorities to work in has now become an inclusive utopia where everyone is given equal opportunity to flourish and excel in their careers, or so it seemed, as Freeman realized that this inclusivity came at a cost, and what was appropriate for the masses was being determined by elite Hollywood executives. The inclusive utopia that once promised to the minorities was actually an illusion behind the scenes, which prioritized pleasing the mob of leftist ideologies and pushed a woke narrative that reached broader demographics in order to increase annual profits. Freeman realized that Hollywood executives and even the media were using him as a pawn for their woke narrative, displaying the actor as a case of a once poor black man succeeding in life, all because of the grace of the inclusive show business. In order to break free from that narrative, Freeman fired back in an interview with Don Lemon, where the actor put the host back in his place and made him realize that he wasn't going to become a part of some agenda.
Louisiana. I was born in Memphis, Tennessee. I had a long haul from where I came from to here, but here we are.
Right.
So the proof of the pudding is in the eating, and here we sit at the dining table.
But it's hard to, when you say that to some people, because they say, oh, there you go with a pull yourself up by the bootstraps thing, and you know, you're just being respectable. Not everybody can do that.
Well, everybody can.
The interview with Don Lemon showed the woke mob that their tactics of using minorities to promote their own agendas were not going to work with Freeman, who believed that in life there are no excuses, and the woke perspective about minorities being helpless was nothing but pathetic. People like Freeman, who have become veterans in the entertainment industry, know that in order to please the woke mob, Hollywood and the news outlets have to present a sob story that targets a specific person belonging to a minority group. But unlike many actors, Freeman bashes the false narrative head first and wants everyone to realize that when it comes to success, it isn't about race, status, or luck. It's about hard work and being confident in yourself. Throughout his career, Freeman was pressured by Hollywood executives to play characters that were stereotypes of black people. Yet, the actor held his head high and refused to play any roles with which he didn't agree. This boldness of the actor can also be seen during his interviews, where he doesn't hold back any punches while expressing his opinions and points out the corrupt system that has been puppeteering the entertainment and news industries for decades. Many celebrities shy away or are downright afraid of speaking their mind about many subject matters in order to stay famous, which makes them cave in and accept the forced ideologies of the woke mob. In recent times, Hollywood has been implementing their false agenda of inclusivity at a rapid pace by changing the race of characters in movies and TV shows based on books and novels, disrespecting the source material, all in order to present an image of diversity and attract new audiences. But back to Morgan Freeman. In the same interview with Don Lemon, the actor was confronted with the question of whether or not race played a part in an individual's success, but to everyone's surprise, the actor once again showed his strength and without fear of backlash, gave his honest opinion.
Do you think that race plays a part in wealth distribution, or either a mindset that you can't
Today?
or cannot? Yeah.
No.
You don't?
No, I don't. You and I, we're proof. Why would race have anything to do with it? Put your mind to what you want to do and go for that. It's kind of like religion to me. It's a good excuse for not getting there.
Freeman's response clearly highlighted how the media and the film industry brainwash their viewers into thinking that they won't achieve anything in life because they belong to a certain group or class. But that couldn't be further from the truth, because Freeman makes everyone realize that like any white person, people of color also share the same rights, and he himself is proof of that. Morgan Freeman's boldness eventually broke the anchor and made Don Lemon express his honest opinion about how news outlets force anchors to cover topics about race while exaggerating the facts of the story. After listening to the anchor's honest confession, Freeman explained how exaggerated news coverages were having a negative effect on society.
But it seems like every single day on television I'm talking about race, and it's because of the news cycle, it's in the news, but sometimes I get so tired of talking about it. I want to just go, this is over, can we move on?
And if you talk about it, it exists.
Right.
Yeah, it's not like it exists and we refuse to talk about it, but making it a bigger issue than it needs to be is the problem we have.
The response of Freeman perfectly showcased how the media's attempts to rile up the woke mob and attract more viewers are doing more harm than good to the overall population, where constant news coverage about race in an exaggerated manner has proven to provoke the people to hold protests, which eventually turn violent and leave the cities in ruins, while the elite executives rake in millions of revenues from their daily viewers. And wasn't the first time the iconic actor became a victim of cancel culture. In an interview with 60 Minutes, Morgan Freeman was asked about his opinion about Black History Month, and without hesitation, the actor replied with honesty while exposing the truth about how the month actually degrades his people and makes them feel like they're separate from the general population.
Black History Month you find
ridiculous.
Why?
You're going to relegate my history to a month?
Oh, come on.
What do you do with yours? Which month is White History Month? No, well, come on, tell me.
Well, I'm Jewish.
Okay, which month is Jewish History Month?
There isn't one.
Oh, why not?
Yeah.
Do you want one?
No.
I don't either.
The bold response from the actor didn't only shock the host, but the woke mobs as well. But instead of backing down, Morgan stood his ground and explained that dedicating a whole month to the Black community not only excludes the minorities from the overall population, but also gives opportunities to the woke mob to promote their own agendas, demeaning the suffering and hardships that Black people had faced in the past. In current times, it has become apparent that in order to catch the public's attention, mega brands and corporations bring diversity and inclusivity into the mix, using events like Black History Month to promote their own products and services while destroying the actual meaning that the event stands for. Instead of calling these malpractices out, the woke mob silences anyone who tries to reveal the truth that is actually happening behind the scenes, which leads to minorities becoming the victims of corporations. Freeman realized that the only way to fight against the woke mob and corporate shills was to be the voice of his own people and shed light on the truth. By doing so, no one from the politically correct communities could label him as racist. In the same interview, Freeman doubled down and explained that a single month wasn't going to solve racism. Instead, it's the people that need to stop labeling others by their race.
Going to get rid of racism until...
Stop talking about it. I'm going to stop calling you a white man.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you to stop calling me a black man. I know you as Mike Wallace. You know me as Morgan Freeman. You're going to say, well, I know this white guy named Mike Wallace. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
But that's not all. In an interview with The Guardian, Freeman stated that he found the label of African American insulting, as it wasn't only incorrect, but also created a bigger divide between the white and Black populations. The actor believed that when someone used the label African American, they were excluding that person from the American population, and preferred that his race should be referred to as Black, just like white people. In today's world, people fear being canceled more than the end of the world, and in order to fit in with the woke mob, they sacrifice their right to freedom of speech. But thanks to brave role models like Morgan Freeman, our country still has hope. By always expressing their honest opinions and holding their ground, actors like Freeman inspire people to take a stand for what's right and speak their truth without fear of backlash from the liberals. But we wonder, was Morgan Freeman right about Black History Month harming the Black communities, and has Hollywood played a role in brainwashing its audiences? Leave your thoughts in the comments below.